Okay, so yesterday I was working on a plan mode feature to create the generation piece of this application. I would say that it says it has succeeded, but I would say in reality it failed, because every time I test an endpoint I get an error. So I've been trying to fix those errors. I've been going back and forth and fixing those errors, and yeah, I have this experience curve of different type of developers, and I would say that I'm this one, and at this point I'm at the dip. I can explain this later, but essentially I'm at the dipping point. Yeah, so this is not, I would say, like, if I'm developing this without using an LLM, or if I'm developing this like a developer where I'm working on the code bit by bit, this won't happen, especially an endpoint like this one, which is super simple. Because this endpoint, what it does is just supposed to go to the database and grab me the the latest record, right? So let's just say, like, basically it's supposed to grab this record and output the HTML that's stored here, and that's it. Like, nothing fancy. It's not crazy, but and this is a simple one. Of course, there was some other things that I'm fixing which are kind of annoyances, like this. I was also fixing a bunch of these ones. Like, I've gotten it to run, but there's the token recording is not working, so this is just one of the frustrations of, I think, working with an LLM, because like I said, if let's just say if I was working on this endpoint, so I'm pretty sure this is this service, or this method here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's there's not a lot of public methods, so it should be this one. And this is simple, right? I would not call this to be anything more complicated than it's a simple CRUD feature. And a CRUD feature like that, my experience should be like this. So I won't go into too much detail here, but basically my experience should be like this. It should not be like this, but it's currently in a shitty mode when I would say this is so simple. If I was to build this out in the traditional way, I would have, let's just say, for example, I might have started building it with a try, right? I'll probably just be starting off at this point. First, go to the database, let's get the record, and if this wasn't returned, like, I think when I look at this logically, it makes sense, right? Not equals to 90. Okay, yeah. So this is just doing validation, and if it came to here, it should have. So even like now, I'm looking at it, I have a feeling that it didn't even break here. It might have broke at the API endpoint, but at the here. But the thing is, this would have happened if I was building this like line by line, because a typical way of building would be to write something, log it, see if this returned anything, next step, test. It's almost like every line you probably do a run. And I mean, if you're confident, you might just go might just like do this in like succession and then test here to see if, yeah. I mean, I think for me, I would probably just have had logs here, logs here, logs here. I might have just built this out, and then because putting out logger info is not hard, and then I'll see where the break occurs if there's a break. But yeah, so I would say if I went to the point where it got to completion of this method and this endpoint, it would have been running. It wouldn't have been like this. And so I think, okay, maybe I meant this point for this endpoint, but it's just frustrating to know that when the LLM says it's complete, it's actually not. Right? It's not 100%. It's probably like 95% complete. In addition to the fact that tests are passing, but I'm not going to look into this yet.